Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is LJ and in today's video I'm going to be doing a little update on my weight loss journey. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so guys, I've been doing this thing for 8 weeks now. The main thing you want to know is how much I've lost and how I did it. So I'm going to start off with how much I've lost, which is 25.5 pounds in 8 weeks. How I'm doing it is Slimming World. Slimming World is like a weight loss group, like Weight Watchers. You get weighed every week. They give you advice, they give you a plan. You stick to it, you lose weight. It's pretty simple. It's not the easiest thing to do, losing weight, obviously, for obvious reasons. But sticking to plan has led me to losing 25.5 pounds within 8 weeks, which is astronomical. I am over the moon with the weight loss so far. I'm going to start off with talking about my start weight. My start weight was 199.5 pounds, which is 14 stone 3.5 pounds and 90.5 kgs. So that was my start weight. My start weight, that weight was definitely the heaviest I've ever been in my whole entire life. I was not happy with how I was feeling and how I was looking, so I decided to make a change. I felt like shite. Like I felt like absolute crap all the time. To bend over to pick something up, my stomach would actually hurt so much. It was so painful. My stomach was just always so sore. So that pain and unhappiness and looking in the mirror really led me to say enough is enough and you need to get your ass in gear and cop yourself on, is a saying in Ireland that we kind of say to like put your act together. I also want to say very quickly that I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a consultant. I am coming from a really good place where this is my journey. This is how I'm transforming. Everyone is absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm not discriminating anyone who is my starting weight. I still loved myself at that weight, obviously. Like, everyone is beautiful in their own way, and this is just my journey, how I am dealing with becoming a better person for me. A little backstory. So I put on 3 stone while I lived in Canada. So I was living in Canada for the past 2 years. I definitely put on the most weight there. The food is so good in Toronto. Like, how can anyone not become overweight in this city? It's just so amazing. The food is just different in Canada. Like, I feel like I just didn't know what were the right foods to eat. Obviously, I should have been eating more vegetables, more fruits, more whole foods, but I wasn't. I was trying out new things and tried poutine and all the different toppings, and let's go to Tim Hortons and get all the Timbits every day. I was ridiculous. I was absolutely doing the dog on eating, and it just didn't suit me. It just really got me to the point where I was so unhappy. Another thing which I find definitely helped me with my weight gain was not having a full-length mirror where I was living in my little basement apartment. So I had no full-length mirror. I only had a mirror that would kind of look from here upwards. I think it's really important to have a full-length mirror so you can actually see your body changing. Like, I couldn't see that I was putting on weight. So I think that's like a lesson learned going forward in life, is to always be able to have image therapy. Like, be able to see what you're doing to your body and, you know, what's going in and what's happening and how it's showing on the outside. That was another part of my downfall, was definitely not having a mirror. And I guess emotional eating as well. I'm definitely an emotional eater. That's something that will definitely like take me years and years to kind of overcome and be able to deal with it. I'm still trying to combat and deal with my relationship with food. Like, it's been really difficult. My target weight now is 70 kgs, 154 pounds and 11 stone. I might change that to maybe 10.5 stone, which is about, I think, 66 kgs and be about 148 pounds maybe. But I feel like that will be an absolute push, like a really big push, and if it happens, it happens. Once I get to 11 stone, I'm going to be very happy. That was the weight. I always remember my weight when I was 16. That just kind of shows as well that like I've never been super small, or I've always been like more curvaceous. I want to get a little bit more lean as well, be able to tone up a bit more as I'm losing weight. Initially, when I was starting to do Slimming World, I was doing little bits of runs, but then my knees, my shins and my ankles were getting super sore, and that had never happened to me before. So I said I'm going to lose another little bit of weight before I start getting more into exercise, and I definitely want to go back to running eventually to help me tone up and all that kind of good stuff. That's my start weight and my target weight covered. I am 27 now. I'm pushing on to my 30s. I want to be at a stable weight in my 30s and for the rest of my life. So I feel like right now I know for sure that this is going to be a life-changing weight loss, and it's going to be better for my health and all that kind of stuff. So I went back to Ireland. I'm in Ireland right now. My mom was doing Slimming World, and she said, yeah, it's great, you know, she needs to be kept accountable for her weight. If she's not getting weight every week or being helped with, you know, diet wise or whatever, she could put up the weight. That's exactly me, like we're the same person. So I said, okay, I'm gonna come to Slimming World with you, we're gonna do this together and we are going to smash it. Within the week I was home from Canada, I joined Slimming World with my mom. I went along with her. She had been maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ahead of me. My mind, and I was so ready, I was so motivated, I just needed to make the change. So I was just so willing and ready for the change. So I had no weighing scales in Toronto and I hadn't weighed myself for a while, but I knew I had gained a lot of weight. And the first time stepping onto those scales, I got emotional. I nearly cried, but I didn't. And it was a lot to take in. The first 2 weeks on Slimming World were definitely the most confusing, trying to get my head around the plan, but I found online there is amazing support. So there's like a website, there's many different like individual websites that have recipes that are Slimming World friendly. Instagram has been amazing. I just can't get over it. I am still a little bit in shock how much support there is. The online community is amazing these days for keeping you on track and accountable, and if anyone needs any help, there's someone there to help you. It's just so good. So I found like the first 2 weeks just really diving myself into the online world. With Facebook, another thing, Facebook groups are amazing. So I know a lot of the older people that are not really into Instagram and all, into YouTube and all that kind of stuff, Facebook groups are great. So get yourself on Facebook, join the groups, ask any questions, and it's amazing. From week 2 to week 4, I was having definitely digestive issues. Like I was always bloated, my stomach was sore, but I was still losing like 3.5-4 pounds every week, even though I felt like I'd put on weight. And then week 6 to week 8, I was so hungry. Like the bloating was gone and I was just so hungry. It was awful. And then week 8 and onwards, I'm just kind of like plodding along a little bit. I'll do another update with you guys when maybe I'm on week 16 or week 20 or something like that, and just to keep you guys updated. But if you want to see what I'm doing every single day and my weigh-ins every single week, I have a special Instagram page for my food diary. So that's slimming_LJOR. So I'll leave that link down below so you can go follow there if you want to see what I'm eating every single day, my weigh-ins and my updates, how I'm feeling, all that kind of stuff. I created a separate Instagram page. I didn't want my beauty and lifestyle Instagram page to be like saturated with food. This is literally a food diary. I'm here to help, like if anyone has any questions. Obviously I'm not a consultant, but for support, like their support is amazing. I remember when I started I was getting private messages saying, welcome, like best of luck with your journey and let me know if you have any questions. It's so good. Another thing I want to update you guys on is my level of cooking has definitely increased since starting Slimming World. I have a little clip of me in the same clothes. So I have 8 weeks ago and this week I'm wearing the exact same clothes. You can see me 8 weeks ago. I looked quite bloated. My stomach, you can see, is very bloated. You can see all my lumps and bumps on the sides, and when I turn, like my legs are definitely inflated. And this week you can see the difference. Like even wearing the different clothes, I just felt like so much more comfortable in my clothes. Those pants, that belt, I had to recently like punch a new hole into the belt because it was gone too big. So there's loads of non-scale victories going on there with feeling so much better. My very few clothes that I have. Those are the only jeans that I have. It's great just like feeling much more comfortable in your clothes and how much more confident you can get by those little changes in your body. I didn't see much change in myself up until 6 week. Week 6 was the week I felt things were changing, and people had been saying it to me from maybe week 3 or 4. Oh, they're seeing it in my face, oh, you're starting to look fresher, or you know, those small little comments. But week 6 for me was definitely the week that I found the most difference in myself. And if you're anything like me, you're hoping to see a difference by week 2. Don't let it discourage you if you're not seeing differences by week 2 or 3. Keep your head in focus mode and just keep going until you see those differences. Those differences also give you a better confidence boost and motivate you to keep going the way you're going, because obviously making changes for the better. My goal for the next few weeks is definitely to keep going in the direction I'm going. I have a very busy July, so I'm going to try and stay on plan as much as possible. It's super busy, like very busy, but I'm going to try and stay on plan as much as possible. Try and still make small weight losses throughout each week. I feel like it's coming to more of a standstill with the weight loss, like, you know, it's going to be less and less pounds off every week, but that's fine. Once I get it off, I'm going to be happy. But just to keep going in that direction, I would like to lose another 25 pounds, and I would probably give myself towards the end of the year to do that. The first 25 pounds obviously came up super quick, but the next 25, I would imagine, are not going to come off so quick, and that's another difficult road I'm going to have to face, and I'll update you guys. And of course, if you do want to message me or leave comments down below, like with questions or anything like that, I do have a little Q&A coming up, so stay tuned. Q&A time! So I have 2 questions from Pooja Jinnah on Twitter, and Pooja, thank you so much for your questions. And her first question is, what motivates you to lose weight? So what motivates me the most is remembering how I felt when I was at my heaviest. I remember feeling so ill, and I never want to get to that stage again. Also, what motivates me is getting older, and I feel like, you know, I'm in my late 20s now, and I felt like I've enjoyed eating as much as I have, but I need to really cut back. I've enjoyed my time that I did, but now I need to cop myself on, get my butt in gear and live a healthier lifestyle. It's detrimental for my health, so that really motivates me, and I just want to be able to feel happy all the time, not be worrying about how I look, or I don't know, just to be more confident. I want to be that confident person, and that's exactly what motivates me to keep going in the way I'm going. And your second question is, how do you deal with people's body shaming? So me personally, I don't take anything personally. So if I ever got a comment about like thunder thighs or anything like that, I just brush it off. I'm happy on the inside. I know I'm saying I'm not happy with how I look, but I still love myself. If people are body shaming other people, that's just not right. And if you're doing that, like, stop. It's so bad. Even when people say, oh, don't lose too much weight now, you'll get too skinny, or that person's lost too much weight, stop. Like, you can't. It's so bad. Like, why do people feel the need to make comments on other people's appearance? It's not right. So please, anyone, if someone's overweight, if someone's underweight, if someone is struggling, or someone's trying to lose weight, keep your opinions to yourself. It's none of your business, that person's lifestyle or how they feel on the inside. Just keep your opinions to yourself. Don't body shame. Like, that's so wrong. So wrong. If anyone is being tortured by body shame, please come to me. I will help you get through it. It's not right. Just ignore the haters. They're going to hate. There's going to be haters always, everywhere. Just remember to stay loving yourself no matter what way you are. Take no notice of the haters and live your best life. The next question comes from Rockdoll on Instagram. Thank you. How do you cope with having tea with no chocolate or biscuits? I still can't fathom how you do it. So I don't know, like, something you just have to stop doing. My weakness is biscuits. I love biscuits. I love biscuits. Like, they are my weakness, and I try not to have them at all, because once I start to pack, I don't want to finish it. I just can't control myself. I'm like the Cookie Monster, just like they all go in. Does anyone else feel the same about biscuits? So I just try not to have any, and if I do feel like I need something, I'll go for carrot sticks or I'll go for fruit. If I am feeling like I need a biscuit, I will look up the sin calculator for Slimming World and see how many sins those biscuits are worth before I consume them. So yeah, Rachel, rock doll, it's not easy, and fruit is always in sight, so hopefully going forward I won't fall back into the place where I used to have like a nice hot drink with a nice oozy brownie, like, or biscuits. Recap Free asked on Instagram, what is your favorite method of exercise? Thank you so much, Brie, for your question. So believe it or not, I haven't really been doing much exercise. I did start running at the beginning, but then I felt I needed to lose a little bit more weight just to be a little bit easier on my joints before I start running again. So I didn't really do any exercise, only like random walks here and there, like not anything too crazy walk wise. In the last 3 weeks, every Monday I've been doing yoga, and I have been absolutely loving yoga. And I've done yoga before and I haven't really loved it as much as I have. I think maybe this instructor, the group that I'm going with, is just really, really easygoing, and they push you to do more, which has never happened with the yoga class I've been to before. And I love being pushed to my limit. Like, it's awful feeling like under pressure, but I always feel like I want to do better. So I've been loving yoga. I'm going to start trying to do a little bit more yoga at home and see how that goes. And that's the only method of exercise I have been doing really that's been helping, and I feel great afterwards, and I'm nice. Like I like feeling sore after a workout because it feels like I've done something. I'm not sure how anyone else, does anyone else feel like that, like being sore after a workout? But it's not easy walking the next day. But yeah, that's my favorite method of exercise at the moment. Nothing too high intensity, just yoga. Yoga's my favorite right now. And Samantha Jane YouTube, hey girl, she has asked me on Instagram, what was the easiest change for you to make and what was the hardest? So very good question. So I'm gonna start off with the hardest. The hardest change for me definitely was learning how to cook, but I'm getting there. The easiest part for me, I guess there hasn't really been an easy part. I hate not answering your question properly, but I guess water consumption has been easy for me. I take in at least 2 liters of water a day. Easy, it really hasn't been easy. It's just about like staying focused and sticking to the plan, and it hasn't been easy. Like, it's not easy. It's just not easy. If anyone knows how it's easy, just leave a comment below because I want to know. It hasn't been easy. Una on Instagram has messaged me and asked me to go through Slimming World and plan a little bit. She specifically asked me like about measuring out your foods. The basics of Slimming World are free food, speed foods, healthy extra A, healthy extra B, and sin foods. That's like the basics. Free food, you can eat as much free food as you want. Yes, that includes like lots of healthy vegetables, fruit, pasta, potatoes, rice, all those kind of things. You're given a list when you join of all the free foods, and you can look up all the free foods on the app as well. There's a Slimming World app with recipes and like success stories, and you can search for sins and all that kind of stuff. So free food, that's free food, you can eat as much as you like. Speed food then is free food but better. So speed is the food that you want to go for first. So speed is the best food that you can eat. Fill up on speed and you're going to a speedy weight loss journey. So that's free food, eat as much as you like. Speed food, try and get speed first before getting something that's just free. You don't need to measure out free food, you don't need to measure out speed food. Next, we're moving on to the foods that you do need to measure out, that you are limited to intake every single day, but you're not restricted to any food whatsoever. So you have your healthy extra A, which is your calcium, so that's your cheese and your milk. So there's a huge list of all the different milks and cheeses, but you have to weigh out the allowance. So depending on the food that you choose, if you go for full fat milk, you're allowed, for example, this is not accurate, but for example, you'll be allowed 100 mils. If you are going to go for fat-free milk, maybe you're allowed 300 mils of fat-free milk. So you would have to measure those out and like use them throughout the day or use them once in one meal. Once you haven't gone over that allowance, then that is your healthy extra. If you go over the allowance, you have to sin it. And I'll move on to sin in a while. So healthy extra A is your calcium, healthy extra B is your fiber. So fiber is like cereal, bread, crackers, cereal bars, all that kind of stuff. There's a few fruit and veggies in there as well that are part of your healthy extra B that do need to be measured out. So again, it's the same concept. You have a certain allowance that you are to measure at the start of every day or pre-measure for the week. And you're limited that amount for free, like as your healthy extra. If you go over that amount, you have to sin it. So if you go over the amount that's allotted for the day, you have to sin it. And if you're going into the sinning, I feel like, you know, it's not really worth it. Just stick to the allowance. Stick to the allowance, find what works for you. Then we move on to sins. For me, I'm allowed 15 sins a day. Most people are on 15 sins. It depends on your weight. Some people are allowed 20. I know men are allowed up to 25 sins a day. So it depends on who you are and your weight and like your build, I don't know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm given 15 sins a day. Sins have to be measured out so you can account for them accordingly. So if you are willy-nilly eating ice cream out of a tub and you don't know how much you've ate, how are you going to sin that? Like, how do you know if you consume 2 sins or 10 sins? Measuring things out is key. Get a digital scales, put your bowl, set it to 0, weigh everything out. It's easy. So with Slimming World, you're not like eliminating any food whatsoever. There's an allowance of each food that you can have. A lot of foods are eat as much as you like. Other foods, then you do have to measure them out or sin them. And it just teaches you how to control what you're eating, how you're eating, and your portions and all that kind of stuff, and how much you're consuming every day. It's working for me. So if anyone else is doing Slimming World and you're struggling or whatever, get on to me, I will help you, no problem. I haven't had any setbacks yet and I'm scared. It's going to happen soon. But I'm keeping myself accountable with my Instagram page if you want to follow me there. Again, everything will be linked in the description box below. I'm hoping to do more what I eat in a day, but I just need to gain a little bit more confidence with the cooking. I'll definitely do a more what I eat in a day, Slimming World friendly. I'll also try and figure out the calories of the foods that I'm doing so that anyone can watch it and like be able to assign the calories to their own meals or meal plans or whatever you're on. Anyways, I think I've rambled on enough for today and my little 8-week update, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you have, then definitely give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. It's going to be definitely a lot more food stuff, hopefully updates and like transformations and all that kind of stuff. So definitely subscribe if you want to stay tuned. Leave me any questions you have in the comments below. If you want me to answer any questions in any other Q&A coming up, let me know and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.